Why would you wake up in the morning and think, okay, I'm going to harass that individual? They have many tactics that they use, and I have read up on the gang stalking manual as well. And you think, oh my goodness, why would you do that? And what's so concerning about this program is the children that are involved in it as well. You have some of the parents getting the children to do that. And I think, no, the children are the future. You don't need to get your children involved in your insidious activity. These children should be given the freedom to do what they want in life and do it well. And these people are supposed to be guardians to their children, but they're using the children for these activities, and it's horrendous. It's absolutely sad, very sad. But I intend to continue fighting for justice.
Welcome to the Unveiling Shadows podcast. I'm your host, Kimberly Mosby. Join me as I dive into powerful stories of resilience and strength. In each episode, I sit down with guests who have faced similar journeys of coercive control, financial manipulation, and personal invasion. Together, we uncover the shadows, share our experiences, and inspire others to reclaim their lives. Tune in, listen, and be a part of the community that stands tall against the forces that seek to control us. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Unveiling Shadows podcast. I'm your host, Kimberly Mosby, and today we are lifting the veil on a story that is both deeply personal and globally urgent. Our guest is Antonia, a fierce truth teller, an advocate who has walked through unimaginable darkness and lived to expose it. After the devastating death of her mother in the UK's National Health Service, Antonia pursued justice through every legal avenue, even filing with the European Court of Human Rights. But what followed revealed an even more disturbing reality. She became the target of an organized stalking, harassment, and what she describes as RF electronic torture tactics designed to silence, isolate, and destroy. The campaign of covert violence was extended to her family, friends, and associates, an experience that has opened her eyes to the global scope of the silent war on civilians. And yet in the midst of this all, she has chosen to speak out. Antonia's courage to share her story is not only powerful, it's necessary. Let's get into it. Antonia, welcome to Unveiling Shadows podcast. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and then speak about how you recognized you were a target?
I started the case with reference to my mum after her death on the NHS. Some years later, during the case, I realised I was being subjected to organised gang stalking. So I had people come up to me within a few inches of my face and take photographs of me. And then I noticed people were following me. In 2021, when I started experiencing the electronic harassment, and that was highlighted. So I started collating the information that I needed in order to highlight this with the appropriate authorities. So I had made some complaints in addition to the ECHR, which is the European Court of Human Rights. And then I noticed that the harassment increased significantly. That involves the electronic harassment, which if you do watch some of my posts, you will see the impact it has had on me physically, the resonance effects of the body. The harassment with reference to the organised gang stalking is horrendous. I have people outside my home screaming obscenities. I've had explosives thrown at my home as well. I've had break-ins into my home and constant destruction of my property. Now, when I have moved to Four Peace in order to get some respite away from the actual issue, I have been followed there as well and subjected to harassment.
Yep.
So I decided that it's now the time to start speaking out and raising awareness about it. I connected with other people.
Absolutely.
I was quite shocked to find out that this is it's nothing new. It has been happening for decades because I've met people that have been on this program for years, for over 10 years, 7 years. And then I started interacting with people, found out that this insidious program has been running for many years. And not many people have the voice to speak out. But I thought, no, my life is very important to me. So I'm going to speak out about this, raise awareness, as well as going through the lawful and legal processed in order to bring the perpetrators to justice. So I'm not sure if you've seen in reference to our case. So we have a group litigation pending. That is for the full disclosure of the unlawful use of microwave radio frequency devices or weapons by the Metropolitan Police. Now, that is currently at the upper tribunal, so we're waiting for a date for that. So, in the process, in the meantime, I have been posting to raise awareness about the procedure that I use because I read up on Ronnie Keeldy, and she was the chief medical officer in Northern Finland, and she highlighted this insidious program because she exposed that program, which involves the gang stalking, the methods and strategies that they use to intimidate, harass, and annihilate individuals. So it has impacted my work because when I do get work, then that's impacted as well. Then the smear campaign, that's just horrendous. It takes a big chunk of your life away because people have now been fed false information about you in the community. So you have community harassment, and wherever you go, you have the same as well. So yes, so that's when I identified it. I thought, why would someone come up to me and take a photo of my face right within 2 inches of it, and then follow me around, screaming, which outside my home and like break-ins, and it's been horrendous.
Yeah, yeah. It's like being a tortured individual, you know, and we say targeted individual, but it's almost like a torture campaign. And it is insidious and it's very sick and twisted. Whoever thought that this was a good idea are soulless beings. I feel like they don't have a soul. I feel like we are here for a reason. I commend you on coming on the show to have to come on the show because they will usually harass people prior to coming on and sharing their story because they want us not to have any credibility.
Yeah, I suppose when they go around spreading malicious rumors about you, the aim is to obviously discredit the individual. So, and also to isolate the individual as well. So that's part of the insidious
Hmm.
program. But I thought, no, my life's way too important for that. And I have spoken to other targets as well, which I always say to people, if you find yourself on this program, don't isolate, speak to others because you have a shoulder to get someone to speak to, and you can share your stories as well because it is beyond comprehension. I do understand when people find it very hard to believe that this is running. I do understand because initially I thought, my goodness, what is actually happening here? So I do understand that it's happening. It's reality. The people that are speaking up about this, they're not paranoid. They're not schizophrenic because that's what they like to purport. They tell people, oh, the person is crazy, criminals, and they're paranoid, all of those. But no, this is a program. It is running. It's real, and we need to bring it to an end.
Correct. I couldn't have put it better myself. But yes, it is real. If people are unaware, you haven't been targeted yet, you could be just for speaking out and going against the narrative that the mainstream media wants to make you believe, because most of, well, if not all of the TIs that I've had on this podcast are generally truth tellers and they did not comply. Just like you calling out for your mom's, death, basically, right? Then you ended up being targeted because they didn't want you to speak out against the wrongdoings of many of the medical establishments.
Yes, and you also find that a lot of people are, as you said, maybe frightened to speak out about it, but you have only one life and your life is important, and there's no materialistic thing out there that supersedes your life. So I think it's better to speak out about it. Now, one thing I find very hard to believe is the fact that anyone can put you on this program. It's if someone has a vendetta against you, can put you on this. And yes, and I believe that's a collation of quite a number of people that would have contributed to this particular program placing me on this. So yes, it's a horrible thing. So, and you can't turn to the services like the Metropolitan Police Service, because I have spoken to them. After I make the complaints about them as well, then all these things have escalated. So yeah, it's one of those things that you can't fully comprehend, but silence is not an option. That's one of the things I do say when I post. I think it's not an option. It's not at all.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to claim your sovereignty and then realize that you do have rights. So I think going through the courts and standing your ground and filing that kind of case is paramount to bringing the program down.
I mean, it is, what I do find is that they have, recruit people, and people might think there's a particular sort of person that fits, like a stalker, but it's not. They have people in all institutions, have them in the medical field, they have them in the banks. They want to destroy the target, so they will use any means necessary to do so. I had an experience with a pharmacist refusing me services as a result of this. So they put your life at risk as a result of this program, and it's quite big. There are lots of people involved in it. I had no idea that this sort of program existed until I became a target. So it's always good to ensure that others know about it as well. And doing the research, I found so many people with horrendous stories that they've had to tell. So it's worth speaking. I don't regret speaking about it. I'll do it again. I'll continue to do so.
Good. That means you're strong and you're strong-willed, and we need more strong-willed people like you because you won't comply and you'll tell the truth. And so, how did you get past some of the torture of this program, like the coercive control, the manipulation? How did that affect your mental health and daily life?
I suppose with the daily life, you just want to be able to be free to have your privacy that has been taken away. Because I have all sorts of people turning up my home, break-ins, taking items. My information has been shared, obviously, with quite a number of people. With reference to people's mental health, your daily life is your health. So I think sometimes people want to capitalize on that aspect of mental health. What is that? Is that our day-to-day living, how we want to live freely. And with this program, they don't want you to have that. They want to break you down. So me looking towards bringing these people to lawful justice helps me to move forward with anything that they're doing in order to try to annihilate me, destroy me. I mean, work if you need to work in order to progress in life or to do what you need to do. But it's so strategic. They know how to pull the person down. So I just make sure that I keep in contact with others. I try my best to get on with my life. I mean, it's very difficult when you have to go out and you don't have that privacy. You can step out of your house and someone's there photographing you or following you. It's awful. It's absolutely horrible. It's horrendous. It's a crime against humanity. I do speak up about that quite a lot to say this is a crime against humanity. It has no place in a civilized society at all. And yes, it's something that one has to continue raising awareness about and looking to bring the perpetrators to justice. So that's it, really. That's what I do. Just keep my daily life going, because once you're impacted, it's quite painful, even being resonated in that way, with the frequencies. Awful. It's absolutely painful. I do go about my day to day, at least try to. It has restricted certain aspects because you do have to protect yourself as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. Go on about your daily life, but also it's harder for them to hit a moving target. So that's why I try to push myself to move around, because they can't really get a lock on you. As if you're sitting on the couch not doing anything, they will definitely torture you more if you're not doing anything. So I try to keep busy, and it helps keeps your mind off of stuff too, I think.
Yes. So I study because I'm currently a research student in PhD, as well as studying working. I was supposed to be working, but obviously this has impacted my work. So I just focused on other things as well as trying to work on the cases to get some lawful justice for reference to this. So yeah, it's it's not a game. It's a horrendous program. And as you said, when we initially started, whoever thought about this, of bringing in a program like this, you cannot even think of their mindset. What sort of mindset person, what sort of mindset do they have to think that this is what under any circumstances. My mail is intercepted. That's open. I currently have a outstanding complaint with DHL because my letter was taken for 2.5 weeks. And the letter was then returned to me, opened in a plastic bag, and that was a very important and sensitive letter that was going to the Metropolitan Police Service, and that was intercepted. Then I have police harassment that is constant. The more I speak up, the more they turn up my home with tasers. So I always say, never open the door because my experience with them previously in a situation where I know I have to give advice to people, if you're on this program, you don't do that because from what I have experienced personally, they're not necessarily there to help you.
I agree. You don't have to open your door to the police if you're not doing anything wrong. In fact, if you have a Ring camera or some sort of camera, I would like live stream it. Have you ever thought about live streaming on X?
And because I am currently in a legal case, so looking to make a better legal case, I've just been collating the information. I've had maybe 5 attempted hit and runs to date. Sometimes I'm at the bus stop and I've had stones thrown at me. And yes, horrendous. It's horrible to have someone blast your home at night. There have been many attempts to murder me, basically. There's no other way
Yeah, absolutely.
that's what it is. And I have posted about that. It's premeditated murder. And the people joining in
Yep.
with this, those that are being facilitating this process, like the stalkers out there, they are contributing towards this and they will be held liable for it. Because you cannot say, oh, someone just told me to do that. You have to be able to think about how would you feel if someone was doing exactly the same thing to you, follow that person, monitor their every move. So shocking. I've been in my neighborhood for a number of years to see certain people that I thought that I knew doing that. And when I've spoken to some people there and I asked, who do you work for today? I can't tell you that. Who are you working for on this program? I can't tell you. I've had people come up to me and tell me only God will save you on this program. So I do believe in God, believe I'm here, the strength I get. So yeah, it's beyond comprehension. I know some people might think this just sounds so far-fetched, but it isn't. It's real. It's happening. We wouldn't want to sit here making up stories about things that have happened. I just want to get on with my life. Unfortunately, I found myself in a
Yeah.
position, and it creates a lot of tension with the communities because you have people that might have a vendetta that think, take this opportunity to take out on the individual. So it's a horrible, horrible, horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, they're evil. I can't think of any other word. Yeah.
Yeah, it is beyond.
Yeah, I've been there.
It is beyond it. And they form a network of your friends. So they will start with your friends. I've been to a friend's house, and whilst we've been there, they have fired something that sounded like a gunshot against the fence. And they followed me to friends' houses. Even one of my friends is currently also being frequent as well, attacked with a weapon as a result of association with myself. So that's the horrible thing. There's some people that have horrendous stories. If you have to listen to their stories, it's beyond comprehension. But they're still fighting for their rights. And what I find is they try to weaponize mental health against the individual. Oh, they must be crazy. Thinking my faculties are fully functional. I am fully functional individual. You're not going to play that game because if you notice with these psychological warfare in history, they have always used the mental health card to silence the individuals. I did some research on Zetson. That was a program that was used, the psychological warfare program. And then we also had the Portadown in the United Kingdom. And some of the families, it took 50 years for them to get justice for their loved ones. And whilst these people spoke out about these horrendous crimes against them, they were labeled crazy, mentally unstable, paranoid, schizophrenic. 50 years later, can you imagine fighting for 50 years for a family member to get justice? So, yes, that card does not wash anymore. It cannot be played. And if it is, we will definitely stand up to them because we're now equipped with more information so we know how this game works. And those that are involved, I always say they will be brought to justice. There's no excuse. No excuse at all. None whatsoever.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Because if they don't get justice, they'll get karma, and then they'll have to answer to
Definitely. Because why would you wake up?
God will judge.
Yeah, God will judge. And why would you wake up in the morning and think, okay, I'm going to harass that individual? They have many tactics that they use, and I have read up on the gang stalking manual as well. And it's line for line, dot for dot. And you think, oh my goodness, why would you do that? And what's so concerning about this program is the children that are involved in it as well. You have some of the parents getting the children to do that. And I think, no, the children are the future. You don't need to get your children involved in your insidious activity. These children should be given the
Hmm.
freedom to do what they want in life and do it well. And these people are supposed to be guardians to their children, but they're using their children for these activities, and it's horrendous. It's absolutely sad, very sad. But we intend to continue. I intend to continue fighting for justice.
Yeah, we all need to. It's when they use their children, it's view it as a form of child
Oh, yes,
abuse.
absolutely, absolutely 100%. I have seen some of the neighbors do that. Why do why would you do that? That's your child, your responsibility to your child, not to the amount of money they're going to get from it. I don't know. I heard maybe they get £20 per picture. I'm not sure how it works, but whatever it is, it's illegal. It's a criminal act. No one has a right to torture anyone, even the Geneva Convention. It does say that under any circumstances, even in war, you're not allowed to do that. So to use technology to harass people or to even go out and use the psychological warfare tactic is a criminal offense. Because the end game is to annihilate you, is to destroy you. That's what it is. I then
Yep.
go to my bank. They've gone everywhere. My university, wherever it is, they follow. I have people will come up to me while I'm walking in the town centre, and they'll say, "I hate black people." I mean, they're expecting a reaction from me, and I'm thinking, no, I'm not going to ride debates. And it is in the United Kingdom, it's strange. It's just beyond comprehension, but something will be done, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so too. What a disgusting behavior. Who would say something like that? So racist. Just to probably get a rise out of you because they do like to see if they can get to you. So I'm very happy that you ignored them because this is a spiritual war. It has nothing to do about the color of someone's skin. We vibrate higher than they do. We know that we have a specific calling and we are here by design. I feel we're here by design to bring down this program. I feel like that is really what we're here
Yeah,
for.
that's what I said. I said the day they decided to put me on this program was the day they decided the program is going to come to an end. We're going to work towards ending this program. So they like a reaction out of you, and also they want to create hypervigilance because what I've noticed is they will do certain things in certain ways. So when you see someone, you might think, "Oh, is that person involved in it?" They want to create that pressure so you feel you can't go out or someone's after you or something like that. The type of, isn't it? It's like, is it Pavlov's theory where the dog will hear the bell and begin to salivate because they think it's food coming. So it's to sensitize the actual individual. So you have to be also mindful of the strategy strategies and the tactics that are just being used, and make sure we don't rise the bait. But I just document quite a lot. It does take out a lot of time, but I think documentation is very important to document, collect as much information as possible. Obviously, the intention of moving forward to legal system, hopefully it will work for us. But it's not unreal. It's real. It's happening, and yeah, it's not a like a mirage or something like nothing like that. It is real, and the people that speaking out are speaking out about their experiences, it's their reality. And I know I always say this: it's shocking. People might think, well, what is there to gain from it? But it is. It's here, and there've been previous programs like they had the radiation experiments in the United States. I remember when Clinton apologized for that, but many people that spoke about
Yep.
that previously were crazy, so but eventually they apologized for it. And those were people that were not consenting to any of those experiments. So yeah, it'd be good to see how our case goes as well, because we're looking for disclosure.
Yeah, absolutely. So, do you have family, obviously, that are also being targeted along with you?
Well, like family and friends, whatever I have done is that make sure that I've documented that. I've noticed certain patterns with certain friends, and if that continues, obviously you will notice the pattern. So you have to highlight it and say, "Oh, I've noticed something happened to one of my friends, or you were around that person at that particular time, and something has happened to them." So yes, some of my associates have been targeted as well as a result of association with myself.
Yeah, and so are they aware or are they still in the denial
Oh,
stage?
they're aware. I'm quite happy that I do have
Yeah.
people that believe, that this, and some have witnessed it as well. They have seen what is going on. So, I mean, some people are scared because it's big. They know this is bigger than they can even comprehend. I do understand that some people are scared, and we can never really look down and say, oh, you're scared because of why you frightened. It's just a scary process or program, and not everyone has the courage. We'll be the voice for the voiceless, yes, on this case. But I do have people that actually do understand what's going on, but what can they do? Just the support, just to say, I'm here to listen, and I think
If you could give a piece of advice to someone who's newly targeted, what piece of advice would you give that?
I would say don't isolate yourself. Try as much as you can to interact with other people, because the aim is to isolate you. And when you're isolated, it's easy to take you out. Speak to others. Make sure that you tell people what's happening, because I think because it's a program that might be so unbelievable. Some people think, oh, I might be silent about this, because I've met some people that said they've been going through this for years and they didn't want to speak up. I'll say speak up, document it. It doesn't matter if people believe you or not. I believe that this program, at the end of the day, will come to an end, and the perpetrators will be brought to justice. And the only way we can do that is by letting people, spreading awareness about it, raising awareness, letting people know that this does exist. It is happening. At some point, I believe justice will come. I say, document, don't isolate. Try to mix with other people that are involved in the target. I mean, not targeting itself, but that are targeted, because they can also give you advice how to protect yourself, what to do. And when you know that other people are involved in it, it might make it easier to know that you're not on your own, and there are others that are experiencing the same. And I would say, don't rise the bait when they try to antagonize you, and keep recording if you can in your diary, or keep recordings, any other form of recordings, so you can prove what is happening. Just try to live as normal a life as you can under the circumstances, because it is very difficult. I mean, I'm a contract, and for the last 3 years I've been unable to secure a contract. So you can imagine how they try to deplete your finances and every
Yep.
aspect. Yes, they blocked you everywhere you try to go. So just don't isolate. Document, don't isolate. try and live as well as you can.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. It's perfect. It's about all we can do. I mean, sometimes there's a lot of TIs obviously aren't financially secure, because that's the first thing they do is real estate mob you, basically like a cartel coming in, and they can do it very sneaky that way too. Like, I had some Bitcoin stolen from me because they were imposing as Jack Cruz, and they wanted me to go into this Bitcoin miners group, and they took some
Yeah,
cash.
yeah. They will try
Oh,
everything. Yeah. That's terrible.
yep.
Sorry to hear that. That's awful. But they will try everything to deplete your funds. So you're in a situation where you cannot, if you can't maintain yourself with funds, then where do you go? You know, how do you pay the things or that you need to pay for? Even fight the cases. How do you do that without the funds? So that's a big part of it.
Yep. I just wanted people to be aware, because you definitely have to protect yourself in this day and age and in this targeting program, because it will seem very innocuous at first, but then you'll learn real fast that you need to be paying attention.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Because it's us today, and we will not wish this on anyone. But nobody knows tomorrow. It could be you tomorrow. Whilst some people might think, oh, they're quite dismissive about what is happening. You never know what your turn tomorrow. Anyone, because they say people of influence can put you on this. You know, I have a link to quite a number of people that I believe might be involved as well in this particular insidious crime, and the communities they recruit their own communities to those crimes against you. It's horrendous. So there's a big criminal cartel that's being run, to deplete the individual, totally destroy you. But you have to try as well as much as you can to be strong, and it's not easy, I'm sure, for some people, but the determination that I feel, I will not let it just go, because I believe this needs to be brought to an end, absolutely to be brought to an end. You can't go destroying people's lives. They can gain access to, I heard, your medical records, your finances, your banks, your cards, your daily activities, and in the shops, they spread malicious information about you. And no one comes up to you to say, oh, someone has said this, because they might also be in a position where they're being blackmailed. I don't know how it works and why these people do it, but I'm shocked. In the United Kingdom, they're estimated 1 million targeted individuals cyber tortured. The percentage of women is very high. They say estimated to be 70%, because I'm sure they deem women to be quite weak, but they're not weak.
No,
And we aim,
that's
yes,
right.
we aim to see it to them.
Wow, I didn't realize. How much do you think it is worldwide that people have been targeted because they wouldn't comply, or someone had was envious of them, or just didn't like them? How many people do you think worldwide there are?
Millions, 8 million or more, or even more than that. Some people are targeted and they don't even know. And then they're being followed,
Yep.
assessed, and I'm sure mine was covert prior, but then it became overt. So I was, privy to it. When someone's in your chair while you're on the train, or they're coming up to you and taking a photo of your face and then running off, and going on here. You're walking and someone's following you, and you stop and they go to the car and pretend they're going in there. Then you keep on walking, and maybe you stop again. Then they go into another car to pretend, and it's just um, it's absolutely absurd. It's criminal. There are no words that can be used to make an excuse for such behavior. So yeah, it's horrible. I did watch one of your postings where you had the a megaphone to hear the sounds coming from one's body. And also, I
Yeah.
did that as well. I even have one here. I'm going to show you. One moment.
Yeah.
If you listen to that. That's my ear.
They like to put implants in the ear. I'm trying to get some people together in San Antonio, Texas, so that Jesse Beltran can come and do scans. There's also a guy by the name of John Kingston, and he also does scans. I don't know. Do you know of anyone in the UK that does the RF scanning?
No. I don't know how, I don't know about anyone that does that. I don't think there is like tech, because sometimes I have like I don't know if you've watched some of the postings I've put out where you have the resonance effect. You're lighting up like a light bulb, the ear, the impact on the body, even my head, the fact is the sound is beyond comprehension as well. You were one of the first people that I watched doing that, and I thought, that's very interesting, to see that. And it'd be good to find out. And there's how can you explain that to someone? That sound, that your body is being resonated, you're being cooked alive.
Yeah, cooked, radiated to death. Yeah.
That to show you with the RF meters and stuff that I have read, and then what's being beamed into my home is beyond. It's maybe over 1,800 over the safety limit. So you can imagine it's torture. People might see me and think, oh, she's just getting on. It's torture, absolute torture. Absolute torture.
Yeah, I'm glad you have an RF reading because it'll tell you if it's safe. And when it's unsafe and it's like reading 1,000, it'll start the screen will turn red and it will start beeping. Yeah, I have plenty of videos of that.
Yeah. I just collect the information. Mine is like 35 or 34,000 milliwatts per meter square, 34,000 plus milliwatts per meter square. Yeah. So you can imagine how horrendous that is. It's torture, absolute torture. I just wanted to show you that because I know I remember you doing that as well.
Yeah, I'm glad. My whole goal was I just said if I can just help one person, because I know that I'm not the only one, then I have fulfilled my duty of why I'm here. And I feel like we're going to help a lot more people. And you can, do your community there, and then I can do the United States, or, I've spoken to many people in different countries. So we know that it's a global agenda. It's not just the UK or the United States. So thank you for sharing your story, having the courage to share it. And then can you tell people, the listeners, what your X channel is so they can find you there?
Yes, so it's Justice for All. So it's for all, and it's at Voice CNVS. So that's Justice for All, Voice CNVS. So that's it really. So it's justice, and the justice for all is the four. It's a four, as in four, a numerical number.
Numeric. Okay. Perfect.
You can see me there, and I have put a number of postings on just to raise awareness about this, to let people know it is happening, the strategies that are being used. So thank you very much for having me on your podcast.
Antonio, thank you for having the courage to share your story. It was very nice having you here. Stay strong. We got this.
Will do. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to the Unveiling Shadows podcast. I hope today's episode has shed light on the experiences that too often remain hidden. If you or someone you know has a story to share, please reach out to me. Remember, you're not alone and your voice matters. Follow me on social media and subscribe to the podcast for more inspiring stories. Until next time, stay strong and keep unveiling the shadows.